And now, this week's Habari News Weekly with Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live. Habari Live. From Phoenix, Arizona, and you're listening to the Habari Live podcast, the show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Aisha, Jimmy, and Damon Dipleen Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Yo, good morning. This is Habari Live Wednesday night.
Good afternoon.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I said good morning. I'm so used to Good afternoon. Welcome to Habari Live Wednesday night. We're going to start going live on Wednesday nights just to talk about some of the things that's happened so far during the week. We're not a big nighttime group. That hasn't been our move, but we want to try to give you guys a little bit more of us so we can get a little bit more acquainted with our people, with our group, and with the people who love watching us and paying attention to what's going on in politics and the news. So here we are, Habari Live Wednesday night. I'm Damon, like always, and my co-host
Aisha. Hey,
it's going to be a good night, man. We want to talk about some things and get this going. So good evening, family, and welcome to Habari Live Wednesday night. I'm Damon, the voice behind HabariEntertainment.com, bringing you the news and entertainment happening around the world from a fresh, unapologetic perspective. Every Wednesday night, we're going to break down the headlines, call out the nonsense, and shine a light on the stories that actually matter, whether it's politics, pop culture, or just the wildest stuff on the internet. We're going to talk about those things. So we keep it real, we keep it unfiltered, and we're going to do it all from right here in Phoenix, Arizona. But trust me, the conversation travels far beyond the city limits. So grab your snacks, get comfortable, and join the conversation, because this is news and entertainment done the Habari way. And before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a Wednesday night and a Saturday morning, because we are all on, Saturday mornings, 11 a.m. And now Wednesdays at 6. It's not sharp, but it's 6-ish. You know what I mean? So, but we're going to get it started, man, and kick this off. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is what's going on in Washington, D.C., man. We saw the military drive up. We've watched Trump and his people clamor about the crime in D.C. and how horrible and terrible it is. And, we're just going to go over some of the things that we've seen them talk about so far this week and point out some of the political points and go through some of the history of D.C. So that's going to be some of the things we're going to go through right now. Let's see here. What we got here. Let's go ahead and play the last video on the stretch there. And the National Guard right there. No, go up. Yeah, right. 52 seconds. There you go. I don't know why it's doing
This is your first really confirmed and significant visual of the National Guard deployment and the increased federal law enforcement presence in the city of Washington. This is a series of 5 armored personnel carriers that have lined up here basically at the foot of the Washington Monument. The monument is about a block over my shoulder. You might be able to see it there. These guys are lined up here now. As far as where they're going tonight, whether they're going to patrol this area around the mall and the monuments or go to other neighborhoods, they are not saying. They're referring us to their public information people. We've tried to reach out to them, and they've not gotten back to us. So the specific mission of these armored personnel carriers, not clear tonight. Now, what we have been told, though, guys, is that the overall mission of the National Guard will be logistics, it will be administrative, but they will have the authority to briefly detain people.
It's a crazy sight, man, to see people walking, going about their lives, their daily lives, and we have military trucks and tanks lying in the streets while people just trying to go enjoy their life, see the sights. This is where we're at in this country, in this authoritarian country. And the Republicans, they're acting like this isn't a big deal. That look, we were in LA, it wasn't a big deal. What's the big deal? What's the big deal? The military's in there. What's the big deal? It's no big deal to them. No, I've seen that we've all noticed that all the cities that he's picked and selected has all happened to just be black mayors ran cities. New York, Chicago, LA. When we all know the worst cities in America are in red states. Memphis, St. Louis. These are the states that's terrible. And then you want to come in and you want to kick the people out. You want to tell the people that they have to get out the streets, or they're going to go to prison, or they're going to go to a mental institution or get out. Now, these are people who are homeless, don't have many options. And he's telling them that they have to, hey, look, mental hospital, which not many mental hospitals are prepared or even ready to take all these people. Then the shelters are already filled to the brink. So that option is a no. You think they're just going to be able to get a house tomorrow and start up something and get it going? It's going to be very difficult for them. So I really don't understand his plan. You're supposed to put a housing plan together for somewhere for these people to actually go. But that is not what we're doing here. We're just telling people to get off the streets. Now, I feel sorry for a lot of these people. I saw a couple videos of people discussing their options, and they're scared. They are scared. So tonight on Habari Live, the president has taken a turn to the nation's capital into a campaign prop, federalizing DC policing and ordering a sweep of homeless encampments. We're breaking down what this authoritarian stunt means for real people who live in a DC, and what the data actually says about crime there, wages there, and housing.
Yeah, and then we all want safer streets, right? And we all want to have help for the unhoused, our neighbors that are unhoused. But mass displacement without an exact housing plan, that's not really a policy. That's just a PR stunt. And it's really extremely dangerous what he's doing.
Very dangerous, man. And it's all to distract from the Epstein files. He wants to take away the Epstein files. So, and here first comment is a racist. Boy, we can't do nothing without racists, huh? Oh man, it's almost it's just ridiculous, bro. We can't come on air one time without getting a racist person. I wonder do white people get that? When they go on air, there's a whole bunch of black people calling them names and stuff. I wonder, do they have those problems? No, they don't. Fuck. Anyway, the takeover versus the facts. The takeover versus the actual facts, man. Who allowed the influx of illegals and allowing homelessness to take over the streets in the first place? Well, I mean, Mr. Right Stuff, you guys love to point the fingers at the Democrats for everything. But I'm going to tell you what led to the homelessness: the rise of rent during COVID. Now, if you're going to say that, that's the Democrats' fault that COVID happened, and inflation during COVID was all Democrats' fault, even though COVID did start under Trump, who did a horrible job of deploying the vaccine. He did a horrible job of coming to the people and making sure they knew exactly what was going on. He flip-flopped. Said he wasn't going to take the vaccine, then he took it. It was just craziness. And he did a terrible job, and a lot of people died because of his carelessness and his horrible job. So I'm okay. Who? I don't know who, man. It's a hard question. That's not like Democrats run rent prices or Republicans run the prices of rent. That's the main thing that came to this homeless epidemic is so many people can't afford rent. The prices of houses is just tripling, doubling, quadrupling. It's ridiculous. No one can afford it. Then the prices of just regular items, it's tough, man. We need to get an extension on that. So while the White House framed DC as out of control to justify troops and a policing takeover, but DC's violent crime in 2024, like it's been said plenty of time this week, it's hit a 30-year low, down 35% from 2023, per the U.S. Attorney's Office using MPD data. In 2025, year to date, violent crime is down about 26% from last year. That's not a spin. That's their own law enforcement data.
Right. And let's not forget that, independent fact checkers called out the president for exaggerating murder trends to sell this move. Murders surged in 2023, but they fell in 2024 and have continued to fall in 2025. Facts matter, especially when you're sending soldiers into a city of 700,000 people with no vote in Congress.
Yeah, man, it's not fair. They do not get any representation when it comes to DC. They can't. They don't have a senator to represent them. They have a lot of issues when it comes to who they want to put in place. Now, I don't know if it's because it's a predominantly black city. It's the reason why it's always been so tough for them to get their own representation in their own area, their own district. They can't get a senator. They can't vote to put people like this is ridiculous. But this is what they do. So DC brief says the plan federalizes MPD for at least 30 days and drops 800 guard troops into the city. That's a political flex, man. This is not a plan. This is a flex. That is all. It's not really going to do anything to change what's going on in that city.
You're right. And let's go ahead and talk about the homelessness and who's being actually targeted here. The people that are getting bulldozed, literally. The regional 2025 point in time count shows that 5,138 people were experiencing homelessness in DC, which is down 9% from 2024. One of the region's sharpest drops. Families were down 18%. That's progress.
Mm-hmm.
That takes services, not sweeps.
Yeah, man. I hear you. I see you, Brad. Democrats are stupid, and you're just proving us right. You understand that you're both a bunch of, oh my goodness, these people are so silly. Anyway, bro, if it's working so well, then you have to go to the Democratic areas. It seems like he's only focusing on Democrat areas. If this is something that he wants to do, and he could have done that by working with local enforcement instead of doing the things that he is doing. Mm-hmm. He could have gave local enforcement more funds. He could have gave them many different ways to help the homeless instead of just putting in the feds and running in the National Guard to push everybody out.
Right.
Pushing everybody out, man. I understand it's problems in the cities. There's homelessness. Everybody want to see these things fixed, man. But no one wants to see people put into worse situations because the president doesn't care about where you have to be tomorrow.
Right.
These people, where are they going to go? Where are they going? They didn't say they gave them the option of shelters, and we all all of us who live in the city, we know how overcrowded these shelters are. So it's not just something that's just that we can just say, well, go to the shelter. I mean, it's pretty heartless. And I hope These people can find somewhere to go, but it's not looking well, man. It's not looking good. So the federal line is basically shelter or jail, like I said. That's criminalizing poverty and not solving the actual issues. Now, if he moved these people, then he's just going to move that problem to another city, another area. So he doesn't have to see it. And some other city is going to have to take up the issue of these people who just ran out of DC. Just because you say, hey, get out, doesn't fix the issue. It's not fixing it. People are still going to be homeless. You're just saying, get out or go to the shelter. And like I've said several times already in this 15 minutes, these shelters are already overcrowded. That's the reason why people put up tents outside, obviously. So we're just going to keep pushing them. I mean, I know you people, some of you people are ridiculous and you don't have a heart. You do not care about these people and they're just all criminals and drug addicts to you and you can just do without them. But you call yourself a Christian though. Jesus cared about those people who were struggling. He cared about lepers. He prayed for them. He helped them. He worked with them. That's what his whole life was about. But his followers today, just push them into the ocean. Kill them all, shoot them all. We don't care. Just get them out of our sight so we don't have to see them. The people who act like they supposed to care about Christianity, the Lord, the Jesus, and I call myself an evangelical Christian. You ain't no fucking Christian. You're a piece of shit. All these churches across this damn nation, and none of them will put the poor in there where they work. None of them will open up their church doors to let these poor people in. We're doing nothing, man. And the people who live here, they do nothing even more. I just don't understand the thoughts and the way people look at this shit, man. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. You call yourself a follower of Jesus. I'm right with you, my brother, Chad Smith. I'm right with you. But I believe the truth. I might be talking this, but I'm with you. I'm with you. Because, man, I don't understand these people who call themselves followers of Christianity, especially in this country, man. They will step right over people that's hungry. And look at them, get a job, bum. It's like, what are these people? Did they read the same Bible that I came up going to church? Listen, I mean, this is the same people. Oh, just get them out of my sight. These people, regardless of where you push them to, they still gonna be homeless and hungry. Unless you do something to change their circumstances, they're gonna have the same situation tomorrow. All these buildings, all these vacant buildings, all these churches, all these vacant warehouses. What are we doing with them? They just sitting there vacant. Nobody is going to step up and say, hey, man, take my space to try to help these people out, man. I don't know many Hindus, Mr. Right Stuff. But from where I'm sitting at, religion is not doing much to save society. I don't care what religion you are. Because you got in India, they have the same issues we have. People living in squalor. It's not new. You go to Mexico, they're all Catholics. You got people living in squalor, killing people, murdering people. I mean, people murder in the name of religion. It's so wild. Like we're in a crazy spot, bro. What do we do? Like I said, the federal line is basically shelter or jail. That's criminalizing poverty, not solving it. And local providers say shelter capacity and support are already stretched. Sweeps sever people from case managers, their medications, and their community ties. That makes the homeless outcomes even worse. We're just going to make it worse.
Can't afford a home. That's the real crime story right there, if you really want to know the truth, because DC is wealthy on paper. The median household income is around $106,000 to $108,000 a year. But that number hides a brutal affordability gap.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just crazy how much the top people have the top income in the city.
I mean, DC is one of those areas where you're either rich or you're poor. People don't have a lot of options in DC, man. I agree with you, Corey Woodruff. People don't have a lot of sympathy, man. I hear you, Frank Mead. But if every church was doing what you're saying they're doing, would we have the homeless problem that we have in America? I mean, if every church, I know everyone goes to church, gives their tidings, say their blessings and their prayers, but all those people go homes they go to a happy home. You know, when you go to churches, you know what it's rare to see? Homeless people that look like you don't see those people there. Why ain't they at the church? Are they not welcome? Everybody's dressed really nice, really prim and proper. Even at the black churches, at all the churches, all these people going in, they dress nice, but they ain't giving a meal to the poor. We got these people with these mega churches riding in jets, private planes.
Joel Osteen.
Right? We making these
Jakes.
people millionaires, man. TD Jakes. You know the name of these people, man. And what are they doing? How many churches in DC? I don't care what color the damn church is. White, black, green, yellow, purple. I don't care. They should be helping. So keep them on the streets. Folks who are homeless in today's day and age are commonly there for what they can. Who the hell is Frank? What are you talking about, brother? Nobody is homeless for their own benefit. There's no benefits of being homeless. What benefit is that? You don't have any rent? I mean, it's no benefits of living on the streets. In Toronto, they have lovely churches downtown where all are welcome. Hey man, Toronto is a different place. When I look at Canadians, I see a brotherly love that America just doesn't have. I see people who care more about their streets, about how others are suffering, more than they do in this country. You know, we always talking trash about other people, man, but bro, other countries, man, they care more than we do. We have issues. They're suffering by, yeah. I agree, man. There are some people that are suffering. And we're not doing much when it comes to mental health. We shut down all the hospitals in the 20s and 30s. We haven't had anything to replace that since. Now we got people walking around the streets talking to themselves. I know a lot of people don't believe that we should have medical care for all, or we should have health care for all. But these are the caveats we see when we don't give this medical for all. We got people walking around the street talking to themselves. People like that should have been picked up and put into the hospitals a long time ago and given good quality health care. But we can't do that because it's so expensive. Who's going to pay for this person? You know, we don't have a system set up. Yeah, drug addiction is definitely a problem. And we don't do much about that either. We just, okay, so drug addiction, we just got to wash our hands. You see in other places, they have methadone clinics. They have places where people can come and shoot up safely and have a doctor with them to make sure that these people aren't on the streets. They're figuring out what's going on with you. Do you have a job? What can we do to try to help these folks not be on the streets shooting up, not be in the streets falling asleep, slumped over somewhere? These are the things Americans are sick of. We're sick of driving down the street and seeing people falling asleep on the middle of the road. But that's what we're dealing with, man. So here's the rent math. 2025 NLIHC out of reach report says you need about $44.50 an hour to afford a modest 2-bedroom in DC. You hear that? You need to make $50 an hour to be able to afford to live in DC. 2-bedroom in DC, man. If you're on a $17.50 to $17.95 minimum wage, a worker has to grind 90 to 100 hours a week just to cover a 1 or 2 bedroom at fair market price. Market price, excuse me. That's why encampments exist.
Mm-hmm.
I know we don't care about our fellow Americans, but when you need to make this much money to even afford a one bedroom, yes, we're going to have a lot of homeless people. I mean, we try to raise minimum wage, everybody loses their mind, flips out. No one wants to hear that. No one wants minimum wage higher. But these people who own these homes, their homes are worth more. So they keep raising the prices, man. So what are we supposed to do? Rent's going up, but wages stagnant. Get roommates. Yeah, that can be some people. Definitely. That's definitely an option. Get some roommates. Y'all, about 3 of y'all share one bedroom. You know what I mean? Like, people aren't choosing tents over apartments just to do something, man. Apartments are closing them out. National Low Income Housing Coalition, it's on you.
Yeah. But even with a strong regional average wage, about $43.47 an hour across the DC metro, that's an average skewed by high-paying federal and legal jobs.
Mm.
For the food and service workers, home health aides, and paraeducators, they're nowhere near making that money, according to the Bureau's labor statistics.
Yeah, and that's a big problem. But see, the numbers don't really care about those type things. And like the average person makes a certain amount of money they don't think about the lower wage people who just can't afford it. Now look at this. 6 of us in a 2-bedroom. We all went to school and got better jobs. Yeah, that's cool, brother.
But it took 6 of y'all in a 2-bedroom.
That's cool, man. I understand what he's saying. He's saying that they struggled. It was 6 of them in a 2-bedroom and they got it together.
Right.
That's cool. But you do understand that everyone don't have 6 friends, right? There's some people who's out here and they footing it alone. They don't have all that. So I mean, I understand you say your situation and you try to hey, but it's not always that easy, man. Some people are pariahs. The people don't like them. So it hurts sometimes. The minimum wage going up only makes things more expensive. See what I'm saying? It's not going down. It's rent isn't going down.
The cost of rent goes up every year. 3%.
It's not going down. So what are we supposed to do? If look, things are already expensive, right? We already can't afford things. So we're going to keep on holding back wages, hoping that one day it's going to be more affordable when we never see prices go down. And you know that, right? I'm guessing we see significant drop in housing costs as AI and robots come more into workforce. It's also reducing illegal immigration, but it'll also make it harder to get into the workforce. Man, AI is scaring me, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of people are going to lose jobs. I'm in the tech industry. I'm seeing a lot of the programmers that they're being let go for AI, man. It's tough, man. Now, what's going to happen to the even lower jobs? What are we going to do as a society when AI and robots replace us everywhere? What are we going to do? Are we just going to see the triple the amount of homelessness that we already see now? It's going to be bad. What you got to say here, Frank? Come on, dog. The homeless in DC travel all over the U.S. scheming cash. The homeless. Didn't you say you go to church? Like, dang, man, you doing a lot of blaming on the homeless, man, for be a dude who talking about church. That's, man, dang. Homeless in America, man, it could be some medical bills that you ran into. You could have lost your job and then had a medical problem. You know what I'm saying? It's not that straight of a line where you just have zero heart for people who done ran into bad circumstances. $7.25 an hour, $1,300. This is in rural Texas? Holy crap. Wow. That's wow, man. That is crazy. I was hoping in rural areas, you goodness. $1,300 for a 1-bedroom apartment in a rural area, not in the city. Like what are we supposed to do? DC is about 700,000 people, majority minority, man, with black residents, the largest single group, and Hispanic/Latinos, about 11 to 12%. The homeless population is disproportionately black. When you criminalize the presence in public space, you're stacking charges on the same communities already over policed. You know how they police our areas and underhoused.
And for the bring in the troops crowd, let's go ahead and remember that the Justice Department itself said violent crime hit a multi-decade low in 2024. But the problem isn't a lack of force. It's a lack of housing, a lack of treatment, and a lack of income appropriate units.
That's real. We've given up on building affordable housing. You see it on TV all the time. They say they want to build affordable housing in a certain area, and the people in the area fight against it. They don't want it. They don't want that. So it's tough, man. We're not. This is our first night, so we're not taking any calls tonight. We'll take calls next Wednesday, Frank. But we're going to take some calls next Wednesday. But since it's our first night, we just want to get kind of acquainted with everyone. But we will next time have a way to give us a call and so we can chat. If you can hit that subscribe button, Frank, we could definitely want to hear from you. Solutions we know work because DC's own data shows the needle moves when you fund them. Permanent housing vouchers is a good idea that helps a lot of people. Supportive services, over 900 lease ups in 2024, continued investments in 2025. A bridge non congregate shelter to stabilize folks before permanent housing. These are type of things that could help, man. Stop and swap sweeps with housing placements, not citations and cuffs. Just go out there and talk to people, figure out their situation and how you can help them, not jailing everyone.
Right.
Warn forced removals worsen outcomes.
And you know, we're going to also add in some targeted mental health and substance abuse care in there as well. And when you keep the public safer than a photo op with Humvees, you can mobilize troops in 24 hours. You can mobilize beds, case managers, and rental assistants just as fast as you mobilize those troops.
That's real, man.
Every time.
That is real. So Trump's DC takeover is a collective of punishment dressed up as law and order. The stats undercut the fear narrative. The sweeps undermine the progress. Authoritarian theater won't house a single person. It won't give them housing. So let me see what he says. Every single one. No, you just don't want to acknowledge how hard life is for people other than you. That's real, man. That's real, man. Life is hard, man. And it's not always going to be the same as other people. You may not have the same dice or the same cards as someone else. You know how it is. We aren't dealt the same hands. That's why there's a winner and a loser. And when it comes to card games, somebody wins, somebody loses. Everybody can't win in this. We understand how life goes. We're grown-ups. Some people are going to lose. Well, what can we help to those? What can we do instead of laughing and pointing at them and making them seem like they are less than us, that they don't deserve a place to live? I mean, we got to do better, man. We have to. Isn't it on you?
Yeah, it is. But, you know, I was just reading a few comments here. I'm sorry about that. But, you know, DC doesn't have a need for an occupation. It needs investments
Yep.
that match the scale of the housing crisis and the courage to treat the neighbors like neighbors. If you want order, fund care. If you want safety, fund homes.
That's real.
It's just really that simple.
Thank you, Matt. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. It's definitely we want to talk about these things, man. I think today online is so much yelling at each other. You put in a comment and the next person comes in and calls you a name and a dumbass because he doesn't agree with your side or how you feel. I mean, yeah, you're right, Mr. Right Stuff. You gotta have a plan. Gotta have a plan. That's why we're trying to give other options right now. And we've given other options, because we believe that there are other things you can do instead of just cuffing people up. Thank you, Falcon T. We really appreciate you, bro. Really appreciate you. I mean, it's so many, like she said, there's so many investments that could be made in fair housing that can make a difference.
Right.
We don't want to see people suffering, man. I want to see people living a good life. America is supposed to be the land of opportunity. The American dream is supposed to still be alive, but to most people, that dream is gone. And most of us can't even fathom owning a home. And that's crazy. That's crazy. Let's see what Matt, relying on government won't save anyone. That's very true. We need to pull together as communities again, like we did in the 50s and earlier. Things started falling apart in the 60s and have steamrolled since. Well, one of the big things that changed in the 50s and 60s, man, is a state of mind on how people looked at giving money through social programs. How much money did we want to keep to ourselves, and how much money did we want to give away for taxes? 70s, 80s on, we started taking less and less taxes from the rich. If you look at the amount of money that was taxed to the rich back then, 80, 90%. Like, it was crazy. The rich didn't like that. Even though that was the best times, most Americans want to go back to those times. Most Americans, when they say make America great again, that's what they think about. A lot of black people don't agree because we, some water fountain issues and things like that. But taxes were higher in those days, man. We keep lowering taxes. We've been doing it since the Reagan administration. That's all we've been doing is lowering taxes, lowering taxes, lowering taxes. I don't understand where we think this is going to go. The deficit keeps exploding. You know what George Bush Sr. said, man? He said, no new taxes, no new taxes, no new taxes. But when he saw that deficit, that man said, hey, we got to raise the taxes. This is not communism, man. This is not communism. Stop it. Stop it. You need to go look up the definition of what a communist is. Our country was look. I mean, I know it's insane, but go look at it. Go look at the 50s and 60s and see what the people that was worth more than $1 million, how much they was taxed at. I'm not saying we need to go back to those days, but those were the best tax days. That was the best days for people when you could take a $20 an hour job and buy a house. You could buy a car for $10,000 cash. I mean, there was definitely a better way of living. People, money went further. And that's the problems that we have today. Our money is not going anywhere. Your money isn't going anywhere. So we all want safety, man. We all want safety. We all want streets that are clean. Because I don't like riding through I even talk about Phoenix. Phoenix was when I moved here and I got here in 2001, my bad. This city was, man, clean, affordable. My first 2-bedroom apartment was $600, $700. And I was able to afford that on a $20 an hour salary, being an IT tech, help desk. I was able to afford that. No problem. I had a decent car, even had a car payment. Didn't have a problem paying it. Now that same apartment is going for $1,400. That's not it, man. That's not it. So if you want safety, we have to fund homes. We have to fund opportunity, jobs. We have to figure out ways to get these people working. We don't want anyone to depend on the government, because that's not going to work, because the next president might come in and don't believe the same social programs that the next president brings in, and he might want to destroy that. So you can't depend on the government, but we should, and we do pay enough taxes, and we have enough tax money where no one should be falling through the cracks in America. You should be able to get the help you need. So make sure to drop your thoughts in the chat, man, and we'll read all your chats that's coming in. Why does Trump hate black men? That is a great question, because it seems like that's all he's attacking. Not Shane Lewis is back. Oh, Shane. What's up, Shane?
You didn't get roasted enough on Saturday?
Oh my goodness. Well, we appreciate you coming back though, man. But Democrats demand food, shelter, clothing, and protection at FEMA, Walmart, safe base camps. I guess, bro. No one's demanding anything, but do you really think that people should go hungry in this country, the richest country in the world? You really think that people should starve on the streets? You really think that? People shouldn't starve, man. I mean, would you support redirecting tax dollars into permanent supportive housing? Would you support that? Let us know what you think. People don't like the homeless, we have to do something to really, really, really help this thing. So DC's homicide rate, I'm gonna run off some numbers from DC. DC recorded, since they say is as bad as Baghdad, which is ridiculous. DC recorded 227 homicides in 2021, equating to 31.85 homicides per 100,000 people, placing it among the higher U.S. cities, but not in the realm of a war zone. It's not Baghdad, so that is ridiculous that they keep saying that. Numbio's comparison tool shows DC crime index around 51 versus Baghdad's at 61.5. That means Baghdad remains measurably more dangerous than DC. But Trump is selling you guys a whole bunch of wolf tickets that all of you guys are eating up. Violent crime in 2024 was its lowest in 30 plus years, negative 35% versus 2023, U.S. Attorney MPD data. Department of Justice says 2025 year to date, violent crime about negative 26% versus 2024. The MPD dashboard, DC Pitt 2025, 5,138 people, negative 9%. Year over year families, negative 18%. Housing wages, $44.50 an hour. Minimum wage is $17.50. And like I said, the hours needed to afford a home, I already said that was like 90 to 100. Median income in DC, the median income is 106 through. They're getting paid out there. But you have to get paid because median rent is pretty high when you talk about that and how much it costs to live in the city. So let's go into some of the videos, man, that we've looked at today. Now Mayor Bowser, she's kind of changed her tone. At first, she was kind of a little open. I think that she was kind of thrown off about what was happening with Trump. But I think she is bringing a different tone now in what she's saying. So let's see what she says here in this video and when she first found out. This is DC Mayor Bowser.
Has threatened. He's been making these threats since last year, and now he's carrying through with them. There's no reason to believe he won't go further. What do you say to the president about his threats to bring the military, not just National Guard, but the military?
We don't, and I think I speak for all Americans, we don't believe it's legal to use the American military against American citizens on American soil. I'm not a lawyer, and but I think that's a fairly widely held fact. And so, but we've seen them move, I think, active military into California. So it's a question. We've seen active military on the borders of DC some years ago, and we don't believe that our military should be used against American citizens. Yes.
Mayor Bowser,
Yeah, man. I mean, we've got a string of crazy decisions that Trump has made when it comes to the National Guard and sending them out. This is unhinged. This is not good working of the actual people who are trying to protect Americans, sending them into areas where it's not needed. You know, the overuse and the overstretching of our National Guard, who's supposed to be really protecting things. And what if something that really actually happens while these people are playing around, acting like they're fixing DC? I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. Trump is taking over the DC police force and is talking about letting them do whatever they want, whatever the hell they want. And now he's even hitting at sending the military into other cities.
Right.
But here's the thing, like as we said, the stats don't match what this guy is saying. They're scare tactics. So let's roll the tape, man. Trump talking about sending people into New York and Chicago after leaving DC in 30 days.
And we're going to have the same thing here. But then I'm going to look at New York in a little while. Let's do this. Let's do this together. Let's see. It's going to go pretty quickly. And if we need to, we're going to do the same thing in Chicago, which is a disaster. We have a mayor there who's totally incompetent. He's an incompetent man. And we have an incompetent governor there. Pritzker's an incompetent. His family threw him out of the business, and he ran for governor. And now I understand he wants to be president. But I noticed he lost a little weight, so maybe he has a chance. You know, you never know what happens. But Pritzker's a gross incompetent guy, thrown out of the family business. But when I look at Chicago and I look at L.A., if we didn't go to L.A. 3 months ago, L.A. would be burning like the part that didn't burn. If he would have allowed the water to come down.
What?
Which I told him about in my first term. I said, you're going to have problems. Let it come down. We actually sent in our military to have the water come down into L.A. They still didn't want it to come down after the fire.
This guy's delusional, right?
But that was it. We have it coming down. But hopefully L.A. is watching. That mayor also. The city's burning.
Oh, my goodness, dog.
He's delusional, ain't he?
Man.
Because what was that?
What the hell is he talking about? Does anybody know what he's talking about? Like, what are you? You didn't save anything. The firefighters out there put out that goddamn fire. Nothing to do with the National Guard. And wasn't nothing burned up in those little skirmishes except some Waymo cars. Stop it, man. You keep Americans on the edge of their seat in fear. And your people eat it up because they're scared of their neighbors themselves. This is the place. This is what people want. They want fear to live their life on. Oh my God, it's so scary. It's so bad. It's so horrible. Like, dog, stop it. Stop it. So it's not about safety, man. It's about unchecked power, and we all know that. When the president of the United States tell police they can do whatever the hell they want, what do you think that means for people in over-policed Black and brown neighborhoods? That's not law enforcement. That's open season. And remember, DC doesn't even get a vote in Congress. So this is taxation without representation and occupation. Sorry. So, I mean, it's a lot going on, man. So let's talk about Trump and Bondi. And he announced the federal takeover, and him saying that Pam Bondi is going to be the person that's going to run this. There we go.
Today we're declaring public safety emergency in the District of Columbia. And Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's fantastic, is taking command of the Metropolitan Police Department as of this moment.
Crime in D.C. is ending and ending today. We are going to use every power we have to fight criminals here. President, thank you for caring about our capital.
Oh my goodness,
Man, they
y'all.
such the boot licking asshole kissing. I've never seen so much ass kissing, man, in this administration, bro.
Me
It's
either.
so annoying.
And that's
So
the
annoying.
same Pam Bondi who once refused to sue the Trump University after her PAC got a nice donation.
That's how they work.
She's now running the DC police under federal control. And she's up here saying that crime in DC is ending today. That family violent crime in DC it was already down 35% last year. Murders are down double digits this year. This is political theater, not a safety plan.
And we all know that.
And she's referencing 35% last year. That 35% down last year is before Trump even got into office. So what are you even referencing? Aren't you supposed to be only talking about stuff that Trump has done?
Man, we saw what I forget, I can't even remember the dude's name, came up and said that crime is down right after Trump got off the stage.
Right.
Like they're just saying crime is down. No one's claiming victimhood. You people are so ridiculous, man. Yes, we want America to be great, but why not give the people that are already policing DC the power and the money to be able to help the homeless for real? We have the money.
But here's my thing. Their thing is make America great again. Well, when was America great for everyone?
Well, we know that's never. So, I mean, this dude here is down 35%, and that's still, no, it's not. Dude, go read a book, Matt. It's not 3 times the rate of Mexico City. Stop it, man. Y'all got to stop just saying anything, dog. You got to stop it. If we want to go to the top cities for crime, I said it already, Memphis, Tennessee, St. Louis, Missouri is the places that they would go if they really cared about the crime rates. Little Rock, Arkansas. These are the places that are horrible. And we're not talking about going there. And until he's talking about going to the cities that are really bad and doing something about it and not just making political stances, this is going to be fakeness to me. Because he's only doing this in Democrat cities. He's not doing it in the Republican states that have the worst crime-ridden cities in their areas, in the country. We want for homelessness fixed. We don't want people homeless, man. But how are you fixing it if you're just throwing people out of the city? Right. You're not doing anything, man. You're just taking the problem and moving it to another area. That's it. That's not fixing the problem. Now let's listen to Stephen Miller race his ass. He's saying that DC is more violent than Baghdad. Let's go ahead and roll that video.
The president has been very clear that he is going to take the action necessary to secure the city of Washington for the people who live here, for all the American people and all who visit here. It's our capital city. It is more violent than Baghdad. It is more violent than parts of Ethiopia, parts of many of the most dangerous places in the world. It's really shocking if you actually look at the graph that has been shown comparing parts of some of the most dangerous failed states in the world compared to D.C. D.C. is more violent, and so he's going to do what's necessary to make sure our nation's capital is safe for all Americans. Thank you.
Hey, man, I hate this dude's face, dog. I ain't going to lie to you. He has the most punchable face in the regime right now. I want to punch the shit out this racist ass dude. I do not like him. For real, man. I don't get this dude at all. I just don't like his face. It's so punchable. It's just the best face that you could put on one of those bounce back punch things, and you can punch it and it bounce back. His face would be marvelous. I would love it. Just go to town punching the shit out of him. Oh, fucking racist, man. Have a good day, Matt. We appreciate you. So, I mean, Stephen Miller, the man behind most of the xenophobic policies in modern history, just compared our nation's capital to Baghdad. That's not just a lie. It's meant to dehumanize the people who live there. If you convince America that DC is a war zone, you can justify rolling in troops and stripping away civil liberties.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
And then I think we already talked about Pam Bondi saying crime was going to end today. But
yeah, we I think we already saw that, didn't we? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did. So I mean, Pam Bondi says it's going to end the day. I mean, this is the strongman playbook. Declare a crisis, claim you alone can fix it, and ignore the actual data. DC has about 5,100 people experiencing homelessness, man. It is down 9% from last year. That didn't happen with military occupation. It happened with housing programs. You want crime to go down? Fund housing, not Humvees and tanks. That's not going to be what fixes it. I mean, we know this isn't working. We listen to Mayor Browser. She's right, man. You can't legally use the military against American citizens on American soil.
But that's not what Trump said. Trump said that the police can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, that's what he already said.
I mean, you know
that that's what he wants to do.
If y'all want to hear it for yourself, here y'all go.
You tell them, you spit and we hit, and they can hit real hard. It's a disgusting thing. I've watched that for years, for 3-4 years. I've watched them. The police are standing, and they're told, don't do anything under any search. So and you can see they want to get at it. And they're standing there, and people are spitting in their face, and they're not allowed to do anything. But now they are allowed to do whatever the hell.
What are they allowed to do, Trump? What are they
Whatever
allowed
they
to
want.
do? So they can just kill people who spit on them? I mean, spitting on a cop, that is definitely something very disrespectful.
And they can go to jail for that, for assault.
I mean, that's definitely an assault to me. Words is nothing. You can say whatever you want to someone. But if you're spitting on them, that's disgusting. That's nasty. I'm not going to say that the police should be able to do whatever they want, but they should be able to lock you up for that. Spitting on them, I mean, that's disgusting. If somebody spit on me, I would want them locked up themselves. So
right,
definitely. But make no mistake, if they can do it in DC, they can do it anywhere. So you think that your city isn't safe? Any city that he feels as though is not meeting his criteria,
yep.
Just like he's saying with history, and he wants to do with the Smithsonian, he wants to relook at history. Like, what? So we know Trump is, did we already play the New York one in Chicago? No, but Trump open to deploying U.S. military in Chicago and New York next. So let's go ahead and roll that, man.
And we're going to have the same thing here. But then I'm going to look at New York in a little while. Let's do this. Let's do this together. Let's see. It's going to go pretty quickly. And if we need to, we're going to do the same thing in Chicago, which is a disaster. We have a mayor there who's totally incompetent. He's an incompetent man. And we have an incompetent governor there. Pritzker's an incompetent. His family threw him out of the business, and he ran for governor. And now I understand he wants to be president. But I noticed he lost a little weight, so maybe he has a chance. You know, you never know what happens. But Pritzker's a gross incompetent guy, thrown out of the family business.
Yeah, so, I mean, we did. But yeah, Chicago.
But when I look at
go ahead, stop that.
Chicago, and I look at L.A., if we didn't go to L.A.
There you go. Yeah, man, so he says Chicago and New York is next. He says he's going to go pretty quickly, but so does democracy when you start normalizing military crackdowns on U.S. cities, man. This isn't about safety. It's about power, control, and silencing dissent. So when you hear words like do whatever the hell they want, understand that's not protection. That's permission for abuse, for harassment, and for eroding the rights we all have. That stats show DC isn't in crisis, but the truth doesn't matter to people who are building their brand on fear. If you think public safety means housing, jobs, and justice, no tanks on your block. No tanks, man. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, man, and for we can get more. And we're going to be going in on Wednesday nights from now on. But let's get in another story real fast. Go ahead, run your entertainment that you got. Run the entertainment thing. There you go.
Get ready for the week's Hollywood Hot Mess with Aisha Rowan. Sponsored by
no one, but if you would like to sponsor any one of our videos, our segments, anything like that, please email us at info@habarientertainment.com. We can tailor a package directly for you. So this week, I don't know if you saw what happened, but there was a rapper in Georgia. His name was T Hood.
Oh, goodness.
His real name is Tevin Hood.
Okay.
And like I said, he's a Georgia-based rapper. He was fatally shot in his home
Ugh.
in Snellville, Georgia on Friday, August the 8th.
Oh.
And he later died due to his injuries. The suspected shooter, according to the Gwinnett County Police Department's incident report, their prime suspect has now been identified as Kai Lashid Frost, the son of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta stars Kirk and Rashida Frost.
Oh my goodness.
And this is according to TMZ and, like I said, the Gwinnett County Police Department's incident report. The connection and the family ties for the relationship, according to the Gwinnett County Police Department, there were romantic links. It's been reported that T. Hood was dating Kelsey Frost, the sister of Kai Frost. And the nature of their dispute, the authorities are alleging that the shooting occurred during a domestic dispute.
Oh, goodness.
Of course, T. Hood's mother has also publicly named Kai Frost as the individual that is responsible for the death of her son. And while neither Kirk nor Rashida Frost have issued official statements regarding the case, Kelsey Frost has taken to social media to firmly deny any involvement
I bet
in her boyfriend's death.
This is another senseless crime when it comes to anything that has to do with hip hop. I get so sick of hearing it. I get so sick of hip hop being in the news. I get so sick of shooting. Man, you think that all of us are okay with what's going on in hip hop, man? You think all of us are behind what's going on in the rap community? Well, this shit has been going on for 30 years, man. I'm sick of hip hop and this shit, man. I've been saying it for I don't know how long. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the bull. People make it.
Right. Exactly.
They make it. They make it out the hood. They get to a successful place. And the coolness of crime and kicking it with criminals brings them back to the same place they were trying to get out of. It's a ridiculous state that we're in, man. We can't blame anybody all the time. I know everybody wants to say, oh man, we gotta blame society and the situations that you can't always blame that. Sometimes you got to take accountability what happens in your own neighborhoods and blocks and homes. Dude, it's sad, man. I don't want to be the conservative who always wants to say, oh, it's parenting. It's the parenting, man. Nah, man, these kids, they got to learn to make better choices.
Yep. But, it is also worth noting here that no charges have been filed against Kai Frost, although he has been identified as the prime suspect. No formal charges have been filed against him as of yesterday.
I don't give a fuck who does it, who did it. But I'm just saying this is just a story that's so repetitive. We see it so much, it's ridiculous, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. And the case it is under active investigation by the Gwinnett County Police Department. Although there's no confirmed timeline for any possible charges or legal updates at this stage. Okay. But, this case does highlight the blurred lines when entertainment personalities intersect with criminal investigations. The involvement of reality TV figures like Kirk and Rashida Frost brings national attention, not just for the crime itself, but for how fame affects public scrutiny and the response to the crime.
Yeah. Man, you're going to get scrutinized when more people know you.
Right.
And when you hit a certain point of success, you have to leave certain people alone. You have to leave certain areas alone. But for some reason in the Black community, I hate to say this, we have a connection to the grimiest, to the streets. I understand that you want to be real to the block because that's where you come from. But the problem is that instead of these people saying, all right, it's time for me to step back and I can be a guiding light for the community and try to help some people get out of situations.
Right.
That's not happening enough. And we need that to happen more.
Right. Exactly.
And the only people that's going to change what's going on in our neighborhood is us. We can cry to everybody we want to, but nothing's going to change what's going on our blocks except us. And if we don't give a fuck, it will never change. So we have to do things that's going to make it better. We got to do things to try to keep these kids away from guns, out of the streets, out of gangs.
You're right.
You know, and we got to take responsibility for what we do.
You're right. And for our audience members, it's both a stark reminder of how real life tragedies and how they intertwine with some pop culture narratives.
Mm-hmm.
The story is not only tragic and complex, but it's still unfolding. So we're going to continue to monitor this case. And if any charges are filed, we'll let you know.
Right.
And we'll also let you know that if any family members also make any further statements going forward.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, we're going to get up out of here, man. We've talked about a few good things, and we just wanted to focus and talk about the DC situation right now, and the response from the people. We really appreciate you guys coming in and commenting. We all have to do better, man, as a country. We have to stop the hate. I know a lot of people, the first thing they want to go to is hate, but nothing changes anything but love and caring. We have to care about each other, man. The way Trump is running things that's not with a heart, man. That's with fear. That's with evil. That's with hate. Just got to do something for these people, man. We can't just throw them to the side. And long as the people aren't in his view, they don't exist. And that's not the way that America should be ran. It's sad that we have a president who don't care about his fellow Americans. But we shouldn't be the people that's walking behind him, not caring about our fellow Americans like he is. I understand a lot of you people are Trumpers, but that doesn't mean that you have to follow this dude down the cliff. You can save yourself. You don't have to be the racist. You don't have to hate everyone because he does. This dude been rich all his life, man, but has a hate for poor people. Disgusting, because he's been rich on his throne, his gold throne all his life. I just wish that, I know it's a thumbs down. You're right, T-Bone Davidson. We don't want people like you in America, man. People that don't care about their fellow Americans, dog. We don't want people like you here. You're going to lose, because that's what people would hate always loses. Always. So, I mean, I'm see your thumbs down. So I'm thinking you're thumbing down what I'm talking about. I hope maybe you're talking about something different. But we want love to win out, man. So thanks you guys for tuning in. We'll be back on Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Subscribe so you can get those updates. We'll talk about what's happened through Wednesday through Friday and some of the things that happened out through the week, though. We really appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching Habari Live. Peace out.
Thanks for watching another episode of Habari Live. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get updates on news, the podcast, and more. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to visit www.habarientertainment.com. See you next week. Peace.